So Lamelo Ball finally had 30 plus minutes in a 4-quarter regulation. Wow. And the Hornets won. Go figure. And the Hornets are above 500 when giving Lamelo 30 plus minutes in 4 quarters. Is it that hard? Let me chime in. What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And the Hornets defeated the Portland Trailblazers. Good display of basketball. Still got to work on their defense. Again, that auto zone defense that James Borrego likes to imply, that is garbage. Most of the Hornets' wins this season, they have to score more than 110 points to get close to even a win. It's that bad. But here are the positives. Since some of you want to hear the positives are when Lamelo is the focal point and the main point guard of the team, good shit happens. 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. The flow was there. And when the players run, good things also happen. Is it really that hard? No. The Charlotte Hornets are the type of team that makes things harder than what they should be. It doesn't have to be difficult. But remember, this organization is different in most levels. See, this is the type of organization that does not like to play young guys and want to put them in the G League or sit them on a bench for a while. Book night or boat night, whatever name. If I mess up your name, brother, please forgive me. Boat night doesn't even get 5 minutes per game. This is what they're working with. But I'll say this. If the Charlotte Hornets play this type of style, especially starting out in the first quarter, like they're kind of lethargic in the first quarter at times. And then sometimes they lose a lead and they have to come right back. They got to fix the first quarters. But if they play this style, they keep running. They got the athletes to outrun every single team in the league. Kelly Oubre, man, he's been a bright spark today. 20 plus points off the bench. He would never be a star or all-star, but he's athletic. And he can run. And when his three-point shot is falling, oh, it's a good night. But these are the things that me and Coach Joe and plenty of others who love watching Lamelo play, we pointed this stuff out. But I like what I saw, and they can keep it up. Now, next game tomorrow against the Cavaliers, is JB going to do his narcissistic rotations again? See, this is a sad part where we get excited that Lamelo only played 33 minutes. We were acting like Lamelo was playing almost 40 minutes this game, but it never happened. It shouldn't be that way. That should be the standard. The average starting minutes for a point guard is 35 minutes a game. That is the average. I'm not talking about small forward, shooting guard. I'm talking about your point guard. Point guard starters average 35 minutes a game. So I'm not going to be happy with just he finally gets 33, because I don't want him to get, what if there's a game he gets only 27 minutes? That's not going to be good enough. JB, coaching staff, you got to trust your analytics. If analytics is telling you that when LaMelo is playing 30-plus minutes a game, you guys are over 500, stick to it. It's about winning. It's not about controlling narratives. But to hear the fans, to see the fans chant MVP when LaMelo went to the free throw line, the fans love him. As they should. He's bringing the showtime to Charlotte, North Carolina. He's bringing it. And if you're a Charlotte Hornet fan, you should be excited. Never let anybody take your joy. But back on topic. Terry Rozier, I'm glad he's back. What I love about Terry Rozier's game, and I know he just had 14 points, but his 14 points was in the flow of the game. He's about 80%. He's not even 100% yet. He was wearing LaMelo's signature shoes, so he supports LaMelo. He's always a good teammate, a good friend to LaMelo, a person that LaMelo trusts, as well as Miles Bridges. I like the fact that he can get his buckets without interfering with LaMelo. It goes so well. He was missed. I've said it on streams. Terry Rozier was missed because when he was gone, the other players, now I'm not counting Miles Bridges because he's cool, but Gordon Hayward was doing too much. And I can honestly say if Terry Rozier was not playing in this game, the Hornets would not win because JB would have had Gordon Hayward play point forward. It messed the whole rhythm up, and then LaMelo gets less minutes. That would have been a mess. Terry Rozier playing today made all the sense. It was just right on time. He could get his buckets. He could facilitate. He could defend. They definitely missed his defense. And he leads. He's one of the few leaders on the team. Miles Bridges is a leader as well. Also, Terry Rozier is one of the most clutch players in the NBA. He's that one player on the Hornets, besides Melo, where if he's taking the last shot, you're not going to hear me complain about it, make or miss, because he's made so many big-time shots. So shout out to Terry Rozier, and I'm glad he's on the team. He's a team player. He's not a yes man. He's not a follower. He's a cool dude, and I respect that. Now Gordon Hayward. What did I tell you about Gordon Hayward? Gordon Hayward never shows up against good teams. He played a Western Conference team, a good team, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. What did I tell you? He doesn't show up. And that's why I think he didn't make the All-Star team. He averaged, 21 points last year? And Charlotte Hornet fans was talking about Gordon Hayward was he was done wrong. He should have been an All-Star. They don't respect, meaning the NBA and its players, they don't respect faulty stats. So I see a pattern. Gordon Hayward puts up his stats against weaker opponents, but never shows up when you need him against good teams. If they played against elite teams or very good teams on their schedule, right, and Gordon Hayward puts 30 points per game, do you think I would talk shit about him? No. I would give him his props, but I'm tired of that. You gave him all this money and he doesn't show up. Besides Lamelo Ball, I can count on Miles Bridges. I can count on Terry Rozier. Shoot, Kelly Oubre shows up against good teams more than Gordon Hayward. Am I saying Gordon Hayward is a bad player? No. But he's not a star. He's just not a star. That's not hating, that's just being real. But tomorrow they got the Cavs. This is the formula that the Hornets need to have. Up-tempo, stop playing with LaMelo's minutes, stop psychoanalyzing JB, and play to win the game. I know you got your favorites. We know who your favorites are on the team. I know Ish Smith is another reincarnation of Devontae Graham, a.k.a. Tebe. I get it. And speaking of Ish Smith, a player that I think is a good role player. I don't think he's bad. I think he gets way more minutes than a normal backup. I know I'm not the only one that notices that. It's weird. He's taken away some of LaMelo's minutes. And again, JB, if you're trying to win these games, trust your analytics. Don't act like you cannot play. I mean, you could do so many lineups. Whether it's LaMelo, Rozier, LaMelo, Ish, or LaMelo, Rozier, Ish, you could do a 3-guard lineup. LaMelo should be getting 35 minutes and up no matter what, unless you're blowing out a team and you really don't need your starters. So I don't need that excuse. But today was a good win. Just trust that lineup right there and improving the rotations, the Hornets can win more games. But they go back to that politicking, then you won't, meaning the Hornets won't win as much games as they believe they would. But man, it was fun to see LaMelo get right back on track. It was fun to see him have the joy. He's always aggressive. And the last 2 games, that was just, I believe, the coach getting in his ear about messing up and all this stuff. When you don't get in his ear all the time and you let LaMelo be LaMelo, good things happen. He only had 1 turnover against the Portland Trailblazers. 1 turnover. That's impressive. So let LaMelo be LaMelo, man. Even if he's messing up, let him play through it. You cannot baby him. He's a grown man. He's a young man, but a grown man. Let him play through his mistakes. Let him be a man in the NBA for once, JB. And I have comments every day about, DJ, aren't you a little too harsh on the coaches? Here's the thing. When you're a head coach in any sport, there's going to be criticism. He knows that. Every coach knows that. And you guys know I'm a Laker fan. And I remember there were times where Phil Jackson was criticizing this man won so many championships, it spin your head. Criticism happens, especially when you're psychoanalyzing players. That has to be called out. But before I go, for the LaMelo haters, for those who said that if you thought Lamelo Ball was going to keep playing bad basketball and just use the last 2 games as a barometer, think again. This young brother has a killer mentality. He had that look on his face tonight against Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum that he wanted to dominate. And that's the difference between LaMelo and other players. His true basketball nature is aggression and trying to be the top dog. You would never see him be passive. The only time you see LaMelo be passive if the coach is all up in his damn ear, trying to tell him what to do and trying to take away what he does best. That's the only time. But what you saw tonight when Borrego wasn't in his ear so much and let LaMelo be him, this is the stuff you'll see. Also, I think this was said on the chat. I think Coach Joe, one of them said this. Truly believe that Jermaine Jackson, shout out to JJ, I'm sure he had a talk with LaMelo. This is all hypothetical. I'm sure he had a talk and said, wait a minute, this coach is substituting early, like in the 6 to 5 minute mark. Maybe you need to start heating up so they don't put you in the bench so early. So heat up early. That's what you're seeing for LaMelo. Because usually LaMelo will fill the situation out and then go, do his thing. Now he's realizing, let me heat up early so this coach don't give any excuses to put me back on the bench. I guarantee that's what LaMelo's thinking. And it worked tonight. But this is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and love to everybody, and I'm out.